Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. This tutorial is going to be about bulking up your starter so you can bake a loaf of bread when your starter is established. If you have an established starter already, that's fantastic. I'm extremely happy for you. And no, that's not sarcasm. I really am happy. I love it when people have established starters and they're passionate about their craft. So anyway, to get this started, I want to talk to you for a minute about the jars. These jars that I'm using are Weck jars. They're W-E-C-K. And I will link to them in the description, but they're German and they're specifically made for sourdough starter in that there's no ridges on the inside. They're completely smooth and there are no threads. You just set the lid on top and it's good to go. You don't have to worry about how much air is getting in and out of there. It doesn't seal it completely. So your starter is still able to get some air. It comes with a rubber gasket that fits over the lid and clips on the side. So in case you want to put your starter in the refrigerator, it's going to seal it up. So anyways, what you're going to do is mix your unfed starter. You always want to mix it and give it the best. You want to give your starter the best chance at rising. And once it's mixed, you'll add 20 grams to your clean empty jar. This is a little bit different ratio. It's still a 1. Your starter is always going to be the number 1. Okay? And then the numbers after that will be water and then flour. So this is going to be a 1 to 4 to almost a 5 ratio, but not quite. But I don't expect you guys to do that. You can still do the 1, and then this is 75 grams of water. Okay? And you're going to mix it well. And then I add in about 83 grams of flour. And you're going to see I don't zero out the scale when I put it back on there. And that messed me up, so I had to do the math in my head. But what you're looking for is that same thick consistency. Now you're doing a 1 to 4 ratio. Basically, it's not quite 4. It's only 75 grams, but you don't need any more than that. So, and then you're adding the 75 grams of flour. You're going to mix it until there are no dry pockets of flour. And then you'll see how thick it is. I mean, it's pretty thick. There are creators out there who use a stiff sourdough starter. Basil and Bloom you should follow them. Basil and Bloom. That guy is fantastic. His loaves come out beautifully and he uses a stiff starter. This one isn't quite as stiff, but it's what I like for my bread. And you're going to find as time goes on, you're going to change your ratios a little bit to adapt to your environment, your climate, how warm and cold your house is. Because if you have a warm house, this is going to rise faster. Be like a regular loaf of bread because we're working with yeast here. So if it's rising quickly, you want to compensate for that if you're wanting to mix and bake at a specific time. So you can see here how thick it is. and it doesn't come off the spatula at all. And again, you want to scrape down your jar so you can see the progress that your starter is making. After that, you'll just simply put the lid on. You can mark the top with a Sharpie or tape or whatever, and put the time that you mixed your starter. This starter should be ready to go in about 10 hours or so. My starter will probably be ready to go between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning. So, what you're going to do then, you're going to mix a loaf in the morning when your starter is ready to go, or in the afternoon. It depends on when you feed, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow. So, put the lid on and let it sit on the counter. Make sure you wipe down your utensils. Don't put any of your discard down the drain. I can't stress that enough. You can put it on a piece of paper towel. You can dump it right into the garbage can. I've discovered recently produce bags. We all use produce bags because who knows what's on your shopping cart. And I was always throwing them out, but now I discovered that I could use them to get rid of my discard. And once your jar is cleaned out of as much discard as possible, just throw it in the garbage. I don't save discard. I found out through research that there's no health benefits to it. It's only a flavor benefit. So I don't save it. And that is it. You put the lid on, you set it on your counter, make sure you mark it, and mark the time that you put on there, that you mixed it, and wait for the morning. And I will be back here in the morning to show you how to mix. And this is the brand new starter I'm showing you guys. I fed it at like 10 o'clock this morning, and it's already doubled. Or 11 o'clock this morning, excuse me. And it's already doubled. And you can see the bubbles on top. So that's what your starter should look like. So I will see you back here in the morning. You guys have a lovely evening.